Good morning. Let me try to get my camera set up here. All right, good morning. All right, we're going to be working on strategies for adding decimals. We are going to be working on this side of the page together, and then these pages right here, these questions will be put in another format for you to work out independently, okay? All right, so we've got strategies for adding decimals. All right, so what you need is you need two different color, either marker or highlighter, and then you need a pencil or pen to work out the standard algorithm. All right, so we're going to start with all adding decimals today. So we are going to start and shade in 79 hundredths with our first color. Okay, 79 hundredths. So I'm going to color in 1/10. 2/10, which is 2 out of 20. Which is out of 20, okay? Then we've got 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then I need to color in 9. All right, there is 79 hundredths. To that, I'm going to add, that is 8 hundredths. So 8 little blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so when I've got all of these added together, you know what? I'm going to switch to orange so you guys can see it better. I'm going to try to anyway. Yeah, I'm going to switch to orange so that you can see it a little bit better. Sorry about my over coloring there. All right, so 79 hundredths plus 8 hundredths, you can see that we have 8 tenths, which is 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. So it's 87 hundredths. But let's do it in the standard algorithm. I want you to write 79 hundredths, just like that. You know that step 1 is always to line up your decimals. So underneath it, I'm going to line up my decimals and put 8 hundredths underneath it, just like that. And then I can add. 9 plus 8 is 17, plus 7 over here, 1 plus 7 is 8, then 0 plus 0 is 0, and then the third step is to drop my decimal. So the answer is 87 hundredths. All right, let's do another one. You're going to color in 6 tenths in your first color. So here I go. 1/10, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, and 6 tenths. Okay, I colored in 6 tenths in my first colors because this is a 6 in the tens place. So a tenth is one whole row, not a block. A block is a hundredth, a row is a tenth, okay? Because the hundreds block represents one whole. Now I'm going to color in 32 hundredths with my next marker, okay? So I've got that one, 2, 3, and then 2 up here. So all total, what I have is I have 9 rows of 10 plus 2 more. So that would be 92 hundredths. But let's do our standard algorithm. I'm going to write the numbers and line up the decimals. So there's 6 tenths, and underneath it, I'm going to write 32 hundredths. Miss Rose, what do I do with this weird little space right there? I'm glad you asked. You're going to put a 0 there, okay? And now you can add. 0 plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 3 is 9. 0 plus 0 is 0. And then drop down your decimal, 92 hundredths, just like your model represents. All right. Next one, I'm going to add 1 and 3 tenths to 15 hundredths. So take your first marker, shade in 1. The entire thing is 1 whole. So if you see any whole numbers, you know that means you're shading in the whole hundreds board, because the entire hundreds board is represented by 1. So that's 1. Then you're going to shade in 3 tenths of the next one. So 1/10, 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Okay, so this is 1 and 3 tenths. To that, you're going to add 15 hundredths. So do 1 row, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, So what do we have in total? We have 1 and 45 hundredths. Let's do the standard algorithm just because it makes me feel froggy. So I've got 1 and 3/10 plus 15 hundredths. Don't forget to line up your decimal. Miss Ross, what do I do with this little weird hole? Put a 0 in it. Now you can add. 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. And don't forget to drop your decimal place. So this is exactly what we said. 1 and 3/10 in blue plus 15 hundredths in orange is 1 and 45 hundredths. Exactly correct. All right, next one, we've got 2 and 7 hundredths. So if you see a 2, shade in the entire thing. 1, that's 1. 1 hole. Shade in another one. 2. You're shading in the entire thing. All right? 1 hole, 2 holes. Then 7 out of this one. And this 7 is in the hundredths place, so you're just going to shade in 7. Okay, so this is 2 and 7 hundredths. Now, to that, you're going to add 45 hundredths. So my advice to you is to color in this 3 down here, and then count on by 10s. So you've got 3 plus 10 more is 13. Plus 10 more is 23. Plus 10 more is 43. Wait a minute. 3, 13, 23, 33. Yep, that's 33. Plus 10 more is 43. And then we're just going to 45. So 44, 45, just like that. Okay? So let's do our standard algorithm. You've got 2 and 7 hundredths added to 45 hundredths because you've lined up your decimals, and that will give you 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. This is 5. This is 2, and then drop your decimal. So exactly what you got 1, 2, and 52 out of 100. All right, and the last one, you're going to start with 2. All right, so when it says 2, it doesn't mean 2 hundredths, it doesn't mean 2 tenths, it means color in 2 holes. So if you're coloring in holes, you're coloring in the whole hundreds board. Now sometimes it's going to say something, it'll say something like, oh, this number represents the whole, and that changes things, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so this is 2. All right, and then to that, we're going to add 4 tenths. So that means you're going to color a whole 10 blocks. So that's 1/10 out of 100. 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths. So that is 2 plus 4 tenths. Let's write our standard algorithm. You've got 2, and in this number, your decimal is right there, just like it would be. Then underneath it, you've got 4 tenths. You've lined up the decimals. Put a 0 in that little hole there. So now we can add them. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 0 is 2. And don't forget to drop your decimal. So you get 2 holes and 4 tenths of the last one. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.